send the other songs.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 587. It's Wednesday, October 30th, 2013, 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Internet talk radio for your imagination. Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on Earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today we hear from Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley, plus the segment FABAGOO Things to Do, with all the fun things to do this weekend with Steve Hansen, the founder of FABAGOO.com.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And there's a television show that I don't want to ever watch, and it's called Once Upon
Mike's Daily Podcast.
a Time. I can't believe it's season 3 already. That's amazing. And it's on ABC, and it looked like a really lame show to me. Kind of like a soap opera with a bunch of really neat special effects. But you could say, Mike, isn't Doctor Who like that? What's next? You're not going to like Doctor Who because you don't like sci-fi soap opera?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Listen, I know. You like Once Upon a Time because the people in there are beautiful. Like Oprah.
Mike's
She's beautiful too.
Daily
Is she going to be on Once Upon a Time?
Podcast.
Season 3. I can't believe that.
Yeah!
It's been on that long. It's amazing. But, you know, maybe... See, what I watched last night was ABC was doing some kind of... I was over at Aaron Fonseca's house. We've done the segment Fonseca Matthews Project, the FM project. In fact, we did one last night. We recorded one at his house, which I will possibly post, although there's lots I need to edit out because we went blue. And I want to edit the blue parts out, but that might be on the show. At any rate, I was there. He had the TV on ABC, and lo and behold, there's this thing going on and on about Once Upon a Time, and I didn't know anything about it except that a lot of people I know watch it, and they're gaga over it, so whatever. Anyway, I'd like to mention something else now. A thought occurred to me as I was walking Basil the Boxer today. I listen to a lot of news podcasts, and I hear over and over again about this stupid healthcare website not working and all that. And I hear about people complaining of going on the healthcare website, not being able to figure it out. And I hear about the Tea Partiers complaining about it. And I have to say this. If you don't have health insurance now and you're an adult, you need to become an adult and get health insurance. It goes without saying you need health insurance. As soon as I was an adult, I got the dang health insurance. And back then, the Affordable Care Act was not in motion, and I couldn't be on my mom's health insurance, so I had to go get my own. And I think that's how it went. Anyway, that was a long time ago, back in the Once Upon a Time, a long time ago. So stop blaming the president for trying to help you. He was trying to help you out with this whole thing that he's been beaten up about. So don't beat him up if you're one of these people that don't have health insurance and you're like, why do I gotta get health insurance? It's I don't want to explain why you need it, but you know, it has to do with helping out just everybody in the end. And also, if you're a tea-wanker, you need to realize the system was broke. It needs reform, and that's what the president was trying to do. If you're fighting him because you want to go back to the way it was, the way the insurance system was, which a lot of you don't even want this issue to be broached, you're on the wrong side of history, just as you are with the marriage equality thing. And if you want to fight this, just you're wasting your time. There's other things that I'm even behind you with that you need to take up. But what the heck? Fighting him over this with the whole shutdown, with the whole complaining about the website. And another thing, has anyone ever heard of a soft launch before? They basically said this was a soft launch. And all kinds of problems happen with a soft launch. Believe me, when I was starting a country radio station in Huntsville, Alabama, we made sure to call it a soft launch because he knew there was going to be mistakes. And believe me, there was all kinds of technical things you just don't know about until you start the thing off. And you might say, well, Mike, has to do with the government. This is different. Anyway, these things I just wanted to point out here on my show. Look who just walked in.
Hello, Michael Masters. This is Madame Rootabega, and I brought you a soft-boiled egg.
Why?
Because you wanted a soft-boiled egg.
No, I was talking about a soft launch.
Whatever, did you like the way I said my name? It sounded like I was howling at the moon. Because I want to dress as a werewolf.
You'll look very nice as a werewolf. Do you like Once Upon a Time?
I don't understand. I am attracted to the Rumpelstiltskin, though.
Yes, he's a hot guy. I can see you two together.
Thank you.
Luke Welsh just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, we want to tell you that the two of us are T-wankers, and we don't like the ways you're talking about us today.
I'm just saying, why exert all this energy in fighting this? This is something that everybody agrees needs to be reformed. The healthcare industry. In fact, the things that have passed already with the Affordable Care Act. Oh, Basil's showing his disapproval by playing his tambourine. I knew I had a Republican dog. Basil the boxer. Yeah, so, you guys disagree?
Yeah, because this is big government taking over day. And we don't need that. We need government to stay out of our business.
Yeah, we need big government to stop parking their cars in our driveway. It's not for everybody else's. It's only our driveway. Do you know that?
What are you guys talking about?
The people parking in our driveway. Bison, that's actually me. I didn't know where to park the cars when people were driving to the last place on Earth. So I parked them in the driveway. There was no space there.
Ah, I didn't know that. Do you know that?
And you guys live in the parking lot, right? In that little booth? How do you guys both fit in that little booth out there? The valet booth?
It's a little difficult day.
Yeah, maybe the Tea Partiers can help us out there since we're being like the people that are talking up and helping them and everything and la 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 la. Do you know that?
So lyrical. So today's show has to do with travel, if you didn't know that. Okay, there was a little bit of ranting about the healthcare thing, but it is also about travel. And so if you are deciding to travel to New York, here's something you should know if you are under 21. And that is that New York City Council today voted to raise the minimum age for buying cigarettes from 18 to 21. New York will now become, by far, the most populous place in the U.S. to impose such a high age limit, according to the bbc.co.uk. The new age limit includes electronic vapor cigarettes, which is so popular today with the young people as well. Across the U.S., there is a minimum age for smoking at 18. Some states have raised it to 19. At least 2 other towns have raised it to 21. Critics of the measures have argued that young people may turn to the black market for cigarettes. New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg, who supported the bill, has 30 days to sign it into law. The measure would then come into effect after 180 days.
Michael Matthew, I smoked when I was a teenager so that I would look cool, but it only hurt my lungs. Ooh.
Oh, that's a sickly cough. Wow, I never heard that from you before. You always sound so healthy and gregarious.
Thank you.
Rumpelstiltskin, I'm sure, would agree with me.
Ooh.
And,
Ooh.
you...
Ooh.
Stop doing that.
What?
You're making that ooh sound.
Ooh.
You're starting to sound like a police song.
Ooh, I want to be like you.
No, da do 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 da da da.
Oh, I like that song.
What do you think about the cigarette situation there in New York? Or do you like to, go to New York this time of year? It's supposed to be nice. Okay, that's where we will read your comments on the section emails for me-mail. Email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Do you love Once Upon a Time? Am I off my rocker saying it's not a good show? Do you think that the healthcare system should never have happened? And that we should just leave the insurance companies alone? That's fine. We'll read your comments there too. Emails from emails, where we'll read those, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Also email me if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show. Check the website. Wow, it's awesome. mikesdailypodcast.com. Go there to find links to where to listen to the show in iTunes. You can subscribe to us there, and we'll immediately download. It'll be awesome. You can listen to us when we upload, you download. It works like that, like a seesaw. And then there's also the places where you can rate and comment on the show there in iTunes. You can also rate and comment on the show on Yelp. And there are links to where to find us on Spreaker.com, SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitter. And Like the show that we have on Facebook, our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Mike's Daily Podcast. If you like this show, when we post a new show, it'll appear in your news feed, and then share that new show with your friends so other people will find out about us. Maybe comment, maybe post a little something as you're posting it. You know, they give you the little text area. Write something like, "This show befuddles me." Something to that effect. And there's also the blog and the daily podcast picture, all at mikesdailypodcast.com, as well as the Amazon deal of the day. Buy something through the link we have, and we get a little bit of money. It's a way to support mikesdailypodcast.com.
Fabagoo Things to Do. Things to Do.
Steve Hansen.
Steve Hansen, it's Mike Matthews from Mike's Daily Podcast.
Mike Matthews, good evening, sir, and how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am doing good. Good to hear from you.
Good to hear from you. All right, that was fun. Bye. No, just kidding. Fabagoo Things to Do. So tomorrow is Halloween, and I am going to be working, so I'm not going to get to enjoy it.
Are you really? Tomorrow all day, huh?
Well, in the evening, so I won't be able to give candy to kids. Do you get a lot of kids showing up and taking candy from you?
You know, we this year, we don't get too many visitors where we happen to live at. We got a real long driveway, and we're in a big cul-de-sac, and it's kind of dark down here. So I remember 1 year, 5 years ago, we got one kid.
And you know, it's funny because not only is it a long cul-de-sac, but you've got all these speakers along the cul-de-sac that are, with the sound of the lightning and that scary, that old scary record, but had the haunted house sounds like the and all that. So that kind of deters the kids too, doesn't it?
Yeah, that does save us some candy. That's for sure. This year we're going actually to my father-in-law's house, and he lives in Podcaster Valley, and he's been working for a month on this 3.5 foot by 7 foot Halloween town. He's been buying all these houses that you can buy, little like Halloween houses. They have them for Christmas also, but this one's for Halloween, all the different little characters. And he built this scenery, and he's been working on this thing for 4 to 6 hours a day for about a month. And we finally moved it from his garage last night. We had to carry this thing through his house, set it up in his living room, and then we had to plug a gajillion lights and get it all hooked up. So he's got the kids coming into his house to get the candy, and he's got this big, just beautiful, it's amazing, with moss, and rocks, and he made like a little lake, and it's just incredible.
I want to see this.
This is you should come. You got to work, unfortunately, but you should come see this thing. He has put so much effort into this for years. We've given him Halloween houses and all the different little characters, and little scale, size stuff. And he's just been boxing it, and he never breaks it out. Well, this year he finally decided to just go all out, and he's created with his foam and all the special types of different stuff. He's built up little mountains and put the different houses up on it. So we're pretty excited for him to have this thing finally put together and put so much effort. So that's what we're going to be tomorrow night. We got the whole fam coming up there. We're bringing a big lasagna and salad. So that'll be a good night, and then hand out some candy.
Oh man! And I have to stupid work. I have to work. I want to miss out. Is there any chance you guys starting at 5?
I don't know what time. I think we're going up there at 6 o'clock, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, I got to be at work at 6, so dang.
You got to be at work at 6, but if we go up there early, I'll let you know. You should come take a peek at it. It's pretty cool. I just took a bunch of pictures of it last night after we got it set up, and I sent him pictures. So I know he's posting them all to his Facebook. He's pretty excited to share what he built, because it's pretty cool looking. If you were a little miniature, you'd want to go to this little town.
Oh, miniatures. Now, speaking of pictures, you took a picture. You took a picture of this pumpkin you made, and you based it on the cartoon version that I draw myself when I do cartoons on the website mikesdailypodcast.com.
I did. I like that character. I saw him. As soon as you come onto your site, you see that caricature right there, right? And I saw that, and we were carving pumpkins, and I was thinking about what are we going to carve, and I thought, well, wait a minute, I'll carve Mike.
That is so nice. That has never, ever happened in my life. So thank you. That is just the biggest honor.
It's still here. So we're going to take it up tomorrow night. We got a couple of carved pumpkins. We're taking up to his house, so you will actually be at his house, whether you know it or not.
I'll be there in effigy.
Yes, you will. Absolutely.
Oh, that is so cool. Because you took the image. Actually, that when you go to my website, MikeStillyPodcast.com, and you see that banner on the top, and that's actually me when I had a goatee. Because you see that little gray around my mouth, and now,
yeah.
Lately, I've been drawing myself without the goatee. Did you make the pumpkin with the goatee or without? I forget.
I did make it with the goatee. The funny thing is, as you say that, as I was drawing it, right, because I had to draw it on the pumpkin first, and as I did it, I was thinking to myself, now wait a minute, is it's not just like a mouth shadow, that is some sort of a goatee or something there, right? So I'd already drawn it, and I'd already started carving on it, and then I think I looked at some of your other cartoons, and it wasn't there.
Oh my gosh, you are the only one who's noticed, and I want to thank you so much. That's
so I'm on your site right now, so I'm looking at it here. Okay. There's our pumpkin. There he is down there. Yeah. You've got him nicely being shared with your visitors.
Yes, everyone should go see that at MikeStillyPodcast.com. I think I posted that. Was that yesterday or the day before? Probably the day before, like on Tuesday.
Looks great.
I want to thank you for doing that, and then also I want to tell you that you can call me anytime if you need references on how to make anything that's supposed to represent me. If you're like, Mike, do you have a goatee now? Because I want to be accurate. You can just go, what color are your eyes, Mike? You can call me up.
Accuracy is important. Absolutely.
Excellent. So let's accurately find out what's happening this weekend. I guess this weekend will be the post-Halloween, although some costume parties might happen. But what's going on Fabagoo.com?
So we've got something here that's kind of for the whole fam. Anybody that might be a bug lover at the San Francisco Zoo. This is it's called Big Bugs Outside the Box at the San Francisco Zoo. And this is it actually goes on every day. It's a big exhibit, and it runs from 10 to 5 o'clock, and it's at the zoo. And what it is, it's a big exhibit dedicated to bugs, and they've created all these way bigger than life size, 5 foot, 6 foot in some cases, reproductions of different types of bugs and mosquitoes and flies and praying mantises, and you get to go see these bugs in a way and up close, right? I mean, bugs are small, right? But you go see them here, and these things are on big tables and they're lifelike, and you get to go see them, and they're all lit up, and you get to see all the intricacies of what a bug is, and they've got some different dioramas of bugs, and you can look inside the bugs and see how their systems work, right, inside. So if you want to learn about bugs and be kind of an interactive type exhibit, this would be a great thing to go to.
Wow, big bugs. It sounds like you're basically recreating the South. Because when you go to the South, the bugs are huge. Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Texas. They're big.
Huh.
But
wonder what they're feeding them down there.
They're feeding them grits, Steve. No, I guess they just, they like the humidity and all that, all kinds of stuff. But that sounds really interesting. I think the kids would really find that fascinating. Next time they go and kill a bug, they'll realize what they've just done.
Yeah, and maybe they'll have a nightmare by seeing these bugs, and then they won't stomp on the bug again.
That's fascinating.
Right?
What else do you have?
Absolutely. And there's so much stuff always going on here. A lot of the stuff, you see, you kind of take it for granted, but yet it's here and it's so available and so easy to get to, is the San Francisco whale tours. The whale tours, this is over in San Francisco, over at Pier 39 is where they depart from in that general area over there. And these are all-day tours that go on out to the Farallones.
The Farallon Islands.
Yes. So it's quite a trip to get out there. I recall taking a fishing trip for a rock cod many years ago, and we had to leave like at 4:30 in the morning or something, and I was so cold. I remember. So if you go on this thing, you got to dress warm. You got to bring your beanie and your gloves and wear your long johns and a couple of 3 shirts and jackets. But this is a trip that goes out to the fair lawns, and they basically guarantee that you're going to see some whales out there. And if they don't sight whales, they offer you another free trip to go back out there again to look for whales.
I get seasick.
That's not a good thing, is it?
And I'm deathly afraid of whales because they're so big, and I'm afraid they're going to go and try and swallow me, and I'll be like Pinocchio.
So that's like that'd be a double negative for you to go out there then.
But you know what? It's nature, and they're huge, beautiful beasts.
Yeah, I've never been out there either for anything like this. I guess if you had your distance, right, and you could see them go out there and blow the water, right? It looked pretty good.
Oh, out there. And then they sometimes breach, right? They go up into the sky.
I guess that's the ultimate Kodak moment if you can catch that.
Wow, that's a cool thing. That's very National Geographic.
So the whale tours, yeah. So that's just, it's close, right? And it's something that, what a great present maybe to buy somebody that, for the person that has everything, nobody has a whale, right?
Except for SeaWorld.
Except for SeaWorld. So, take the family out there.
Yeah.
Take your Aunt Gertrude out to see a whale, right? It'd be an experience that you just, you don't get that at home sitting on the couch watching Leave It to Beaver.
Hey, Aunt Gertie, let's go see a whale.
I think it'd be fun.
What else do you have?
We have at the Winchester Mystery House.
Ooh.
You ever been to it?
Yeah, it's been a while, but that is a neat place.
You should go at least 3 times during every lifetime, I think, Mike.
All right, because I've been twice, so I'm due for one more.
You do again. It doesn't really change. It's just such a cool experience. So the Winchester Mystery House, Sarah Winchester was there. Her husband was the inventor of the Winchester repeating rifle, and they made a lot of money from it. And evidently, after his death, right, she continued to. She felt she was haunted by the spirits of lots of people and Indians that were killed by the Winchester gun. So she felt the only way to be safe was to keep building onto her house and adding rooms and stairways that go into nowhere, so that the spirits, if they tried to find her, they'd get lost within her house and they would not find her, and she'd be safe. So that's a tour that goes on all the time. That's an awesome tour. We actually did that probably 4 or 5 months ago. But they're having a mystery maze, and it's at nearly a half an acre. It's about 5,000 bales of straw. And it was designed by a fellow by the name of Chris, and he was the creator of the Orada's Pumpkin Farm straw mazes in Half Moon Bay that lots of people would go to. So this is a maze, mostly probably designed for kids, but families can do it too. But it's a half an acre with 5 to 6 foot tall stacks of bales of straw and hay.
Wow! So that's cool.
Family friendly, and it sounds like a good thing to go enjoy.
So Sarah Winchester thought that she confused the ghosts by adding on to her house, on and on and on. I have this feeling that maybe if I don't follow that logic, I would be like, if the ghosts are following me, I'm going to get on the road and just go and travel around the world, and hopefully they don't catch up with me. Why would you stay in one place and add on to your house when they're still in your house? It's like, move. They're coming after you. But you know what? It also sounds like a reasoning that anybody would say to their spouse about getting home remodeling done. Honey, we need to get the kitchen redone because the ghosts are trying to get me. You could just come up with any wacky reason.
Perfect. Yeah, she's supposed, I don't know, she had like up to 40 carpenters working 24 hours a day.
Wow.
Just building building. If you've never been, it's so close, and it's such an awesome place. I mean, the architecture of this place, and they got some great gardens around it, and they take you on a tour. They got a couple of different tours you can go on. In fact, they even have a Halloween tour that I've always wanted to go on, and we should mention that too. That's one where you go and you take your flashlight, and Halloween night, so I'm sure it's probably already well sold out. I mean, you probably buy your tickets for next year, but you can go with your flashlight, and they go on an evening, when it's dark. You tour the house with all the ghost stories with your flashlight.
Wow. Honey, ghosts are coming after me. We need to put a hot tub in. See that reasoning? Anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah, that would be a pretty awesome thing. My wife Sabine had been asking me about that one for some time, and I gotta take her out on that one of these days here.
Sounds good. Well, maybe next year. And anything else going on?
We've got the Family Day and the Day of the Dead celebration, which is at the Sonoma County Museum up in Santa Rosa. And this is it's an event at a big museum there, because they've got arts and crafts and festivities for the whole family. There's some special dancers there that are kind of in the theme, and this is for the whole family.
And this is when?
This would be coming up here on November the 1st, so that would be on Friday and over the weekend up in Santa Rosa. That's such a pretty area up there too. So I mean, when you go to these things like that, you don't have to go just to that one thing. There's so many other cool things up in that part of the country. Of course, it's up in the wine country also. So there's lots of things that you probably you drive around, right? And you just keep your eyes open and you see all kinds of different things on the sides of the roads and different things that you can go do. But that could be a destination place to take the family to. Day of the Dead celebration at the Sonoma County Museum in Santa Rosa.
And Santa Rosa also has that affiliation with Charles Schultz of the Peanuts comic strip, and there are quite a few Peanuts characters that you see around the downtown, that little statues there. And then there's also a really good microbrewery there. I think it's called Russian River. They make that beer that I can't think of right now. Pliny Elder beer. That's amazing. So if you're a beer connoisseur, I think they even have a museum up there too for Schultz.
Oh yeah, okay.
So you go up and see all the different creations and his drawings and all his artistry up there. So I understand my wife said she used to have a girlfriend that lived up that way, and somewhere up in that area where he lived, you'd go down. He lived at this one time in just a nice, just regular neighborhood, and on his garage door was a big painting of Snoopy, and that was where Charles Schultz lived in this housing area.
And you could spot him, you could find him, and go, oh, that's where he lives. Interesting.
I mean, back in that day, right? I mean, he was probably famous, but he's more famous now. So, that was. They said they always they would go up there, and when they'd go visit her girlfriend up there, they always drive by and go see where he lived, or where he did live. I don't know if he still lived there at the time.
Interestingly enough, the two cities in the United States that claim Charles Schultz are both cities that have names after saints. You have Santa Rosa in California, and you have St. Paul, Minnesota, also has a museum for Charles Schultz. There was a tribute to him, and a couple. They claim him being there too. So that's interesting. I just figured that out, and I don't know if I'm right or not, but it sounds right. The way I said it with confidence, it could be.
Yeah, if you say anything with confidence, it's possible.
And do you have one more?
We do. We have the Zombie Runner. This is a Halloween run marathon. There's a half mile and a 5 mile, depending upon how much energy that you have. This is down at the Los Gatos Creek County Park down in Campbell, California here. And they recommend to bring and dress in costume. They have lots of prizes and awards. So a lot of these running events, people do show up in costumes. So they recommend this is for all ages. They recommend bringing your costume and getting out there and having a good time. And they give you a very generous 7.5-hour time limit to finish the race, which is 5 miles.
Okay. So you can take it leisurely if you'd like.
You could run and you could stop and have some lunch and tie your shoes and maybe do a little shopping along the way there and get back on the road and get running again.
I have a feeling that if I saw zombies, I would run. I'd be trying to get away from them, so I'd be all scared. And then can zombies really run because they're dead? Aren't parts of them falling off as they run?
I think they do. I think you're right. Night of the Living Dead. I recall body parts falling.
Wow, well, that'll be an interesting. That sounds like a lot of fun there in Los Gatos, Campbell, California, doing the zombie runner. So we have something for bug lovers, something for whale lovers, something for the people that love the Winchester Mystery House and Sarah Winchester and the Day of the Dead in Santa Rosa. And Aunt Gertrude will love all those things.
Absolutely. Aunt Gertrude or Uncle Ernie. Take them out. Get them out doing something different that they normally would not be doing.
Now you sound like a Paul McCartney song. Aunt Gertrude, Uncle Tom, open up the door and let them in.
Good stuff.
As we go outside of the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And speaking of Podcastro Valley, California, that picture today is of me in Podcastro Valley's Lake Chabot, where many people go to walk and to run and bicycle. It's quite a busy place. And I was walking Basil the Boxer with Robert Owen Welsh from Welsh on the World, which we need to do another Welsh on the World with him very soon. We will. But he took this picture of me pointing out the wonderful little marina in Lake Chabot, which is quite low now because we've had no rain, save for one day, a bit of rain all encapsulated in one day in September, but nothing since then, so it's pretty low. But there I am pointing out the marina, and I would like to rent a boat there sometime, maybe go out in the lake. It's a big lake. I would like to check that out sometime. I'm putting that on my to-do list, my Fabagoo Things to Do. Mike'sDailyPodcast.com to see that picture.
Michael Marshall asked Rumpelstiltskin out, and he didn't want to go out. Oh!
Are you upset?
No. His voice was scary and weird.
Oh. Kettle meat pot. Tomorrow we will bring you the segment Into an Interview. We'll bring that back because we got a cool interview to do with country singer DOUG BRINEY, who spoke to us back in January, but a lot has happened in his life, including a move to Nashville. We'll get caught up with him and hear some of his music. Tomorrow we'll also hear from Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer for Halloween.
We need government to stay out of our business.
I don't think they want to be in your business. You're kind of intimidating.
Thank you.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!